The highlights. Lagos State government trains teachers in robotic learning in schools. House of Representatives approves bill on state police for second reading. On the foreign scene, United States calls for temporary ceasefire in Gaza. The Sport Confederation of African Football schedules 2025 Africa Cup of Nations for July, August next year. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Lagos State Ministry of Establishment and Training has organized the training program with the theme Supporting Teaching and Robotics Learning in Schools for Teachers in Lagos State. Declaring the training program open, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Olubusola Abedakun, said the program represented the state government's unwavering commitment to continuous upskilling and knowledge enhancement of teachers in the state. Abedakun said the state government has been steadfast in its resolve to optimize the capacity building of teachers because it recognized that the quality of education is inseparable from the competence and dedication of teachers. According to her, the theme was carefully chosen to equip teachers with the skills and knowledge necessary to navigate the evolving dynamics of modern education. The Lagos Environmental Sanitation Corps, Lagos, popularly known as KAI, says 15 out of 17 miscreants apprehended for obstructing pedestrians on the Bolade Oshodi pedestrian bridge have been sentenced to 3 months behind bars without the option of fine on a 2-count charge. They were sentenced for breach of peace and unlawful conversion of government property of government property to use by occupation in a judgment passed by the magistrate S.C. Adefioye of the Lagos Special Offences Mobile Court Bolade Oshodi. Corps Marshal of the agency, Olatubosun Olaniyi Cole, said this at the command headquarters of the agency. According to him, the 2 others who pleaded not guilty have been remanded in custody as the presiding magistrate adjourned the case till 19th March 2024. The Corps Marshal vowed to sustain the Themes Plus agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, which is geared towards making Lagos habitable for businesses through the promotion of general environmental cleanliness in the state. The federal government has commenced the disbursement of the November 2023 wage awards in a significant development that brings relief to many federal civil servants across the country. The payment of wage awards to Nigerian workers was one of the deals agreed upon by the organized labor and the federal government as one of the ways to mitigate the effect of the removal of subsidy on premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol. Meanwhile, the government at a time suspended the payment of a wage award, a move which was criticized by activists and other stakeholders. This is coming amidst report that the government had slashed the wage award allocation by 100 billion naira in the 2023 supplementary budget. Now to the rest of the stories. The House of Representatives has passed a bill to provide for the establishment of state police in the country for second reading. The bill, which was sponsored by the Deputy Speaker of the House, Benjamin Kalu, and 14 others, seek to alter the relevant sections of the 1999 Constitution to pave the way for states to establish their own policing outfit. As lawmakers took turns to contribute to the debate on the floor of the House during the plenary, Kalu, who stood in for the Speaker, Abbas Tajuddin, urged members to look beyond political ambitions and think about the safety of Nigerians and the country. The Nasarawa State Police Command has arrested no fewer than 109 suspected illegal miners operating in the Nasarawa Egon local government area of the state. Speaking while parading the suspect at the police area command in Lafia, the State Commissioner of Police, Umar Nadada, said the suspects were arrested following painstaking effort by officers of the anti-kidnapping unit of the command in collaboration with the vigilante group of Nasarawa Egon LGA. The data said the suspects were arrested at different locations on the mountain, carrying out illegal mining of solid minerals such as topaz, tin, and aquamarine, adding that ordained gun, cutlasses, knives, and illegally mined solid minerals, among other items, were recovered from them. In foreign news now, the United States has proposed a draft resolution at the United Nations Security Council which calls for a temporary ceasefire in Gaza. It has also warned Israel against invading the overcrowded city of Rafah. The U.S. has previously avoided the word ceasefire during UN vote on the war, but President Joe Biden has made similar comments as the country plans to veto another draft resolution from Algeria, which calls for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire. More than 1 million displaced Palestinians, who represent about half of Gaza's population, are crammed into Rafah after being forced to seek shelter there. The southern city, which borders Egypt, was home to only 250,000 people before the war. In sport now, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has agreed on principle for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON, to be played in July and August next year in Morocco. A number of the competition's committee, who spoke on condition of anonymity, said the agreement was found with the support of FIFA after talks that began several months ago and which intensified during the last edition in Cote d'Ivoire. Earlier, CAF President Patrice Motsepe declined to confirm the date of the next Africa Cup of Nations, while the organizers are left with little time to stage a qualifying competition that will be held in January and February. Meanwhile, playing it in June and July next year would mean a clash with FIFA's expanded Club World Cup, which is due to take place in North America. And that's it on the news at 4. But just before we go, ensure the registration mark on your vehicle is clear and visible at all times. You can follow us and like all the various social media platforms: X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961, watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, on YouTube. Subscribe and watch all the previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration trained 280 unemployed youth for global certification on solar farm construction technology for the supply of electricity in Nigeria? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Ministry of Establishment and Training has organized a training program with the theme Supporting Teaching and Robotics Learning in Schools for Teachers in Lagos State. The House of Representatives has passed a bill to provide for the establishment of state police in the country for second reading. We also told you that the United States has proposed a draft resolution at the United Nations Security Council, which calls for a temporary ceasefire in Gaza. In sports, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has agreed on principle for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON, to be played in July and August next year in Morocco. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagosstate.gov.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adirayo Iduwolaya. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon. Return trip starts right now.